I hope you're making some sweet gains this Easter. We are on the entrance of the alt season and we're already seeing massive gains. We've just seen Ethereum pump to all-time highs. We're seeing DOT punching all-time highs as well. But where I want to take this video, four of the largest names within the crypto space, but also an upcoming gem that hasn't launched yet. We've got Flow, we've got Kardiachain, we've got Luna, and we have Beyond Finance, which should be launching in roughly about a week's time. Now, Flow is a new blockchain within the space developed by Dapper Labs, also the creators of CryptoKitties. Now, these guys have designed this blockchain from the ground up to enable NFTs. So Flow uses a 4-role validator system. They've got the collector, the executioner, the validator, and the consensus. And the advantage of this is that it allows the network to incur less fees. So one of the best features about Flow is its explosive growth. After just launching in October last year, it's already grown to over a $1 billion market cap, which is huge. So what's exciting about Flow is that it is an NFT-orientated blockchain that allows companies to create digital apps on their blockchain. So what makes Flow more competitive than some of the other blockchains? It would probably come down to its partnerships and some of the intellectual property that it owns. One is the partnership between NBA, UFC, Warner Music Group, Samsung, Ubisoft, and many others. And these are big ticket items. These are big players within the space. And here's the biggest one, Top Shot. So Top Shot is built on Flow, and Top Shot has the highest transactional volume than all the other NFTs combined. So what's new? Dapper Labs and Alchemy have given the old bro shake. They're now partners. And what's exciting about Alchemy is that it has a focus on DeFi protocols and specialize in NFTs as well. So, you know, with that extra $25 billion worth of transactional volume, things are looking pretty bright for the Flow network. The most exciting part about this partnership is just the developer tools that are available for developers to keep creating these NFT-focused products. Now, when you have a blockchain that focuses purely on NFTs, there is an assumption that they're going to do it well. And we all know that NFTs are going crazy right now. With NBA's Top Shots and its recent significant success, we have seen huge growth. And not only that, Flow Network has decided to really double down on this. They've also recently just gained an extra $300 million in additional investment to really progress their network. So let's change things up here. We've got Kardiachain, who we all sort of know as one of the biggest players in the space. They've got Mainnet 2.0 coming up very soon. Kardiachain can coordinate between public and private blockchains with their dual node system. In short, they act as the intermediary between the user and the blockchains. Interesting. They also have the Kai Starter, which is a DeFi platform to provide flexible earnings for their Kai holders. You have the Youth Union Incentive app, the mobile app that aims to improve tokenized volunteering tasks for the union members. Okay. It's also a decentralized cross-chain exchange prototype, a DeFi application that enables a cross-chain asset exchange regardless of protocol and without any requirements or custodial entities to wrap, mint, or burn tokens. Not only that, the KAI token is also a settlement system across the Kardiachain blockchain. So it's what sort of adds that value, sort of like what you see with Ethereum on decentralized exchanges. But the main goal of the KAI token is to provide a convenient and secure mode of payment and settlement between participants and those who interact with the ecosystem on the Kardiachain. Let's talk about what's sort of exciting and upcoming for Kardiachain that's going to really give it that price action, because we all know that's what you're here for. So Kardiachain has absolutely packed to the brim with news and upcoming, upgrades to their network for Q2. And one of them is their Mainnet 2.0 launch. Now, what's significant about it is that it's one of their steps to moving closer to that mass adoption, right? And with Mainnet 2.0 launch, it's going to have something set up that'll allow for like the mobile banking integration. And it's pretty big. People need to like the idea of being able to do their own banking. They don't have to trust some intermediary. They can just trust the blockchain of the network, and they have full control of their own funds. With that being said, this is going to be, it's really going to be easy for any demographic to use, and that'll be one of the things I'll be looking out for, is to see how simple they make it for the the no coiners, as we call them. But it's pretty exciting. When this app comes out, it's going to really allow for people to sort of take control of their funds and invest in DeFi management systems. Here's a big ticket item as well. Kai's going to have its own DEX, and we all know how much Ethereum sort of really kicked off with the use of Uniswap once people sort of got more familiar with it and started trading on Uniswap. It really gives a use case for the KAI token itself. What is cool about this, what they're calling the Kai DEX, is it's going to take the best of the CEX, also known as SEX, functions and features, and when they implement their DEX, they're going to have all these SEX features on the DEX. But what else has this Kai DEX got coming up? Well, it's pretty good. They're going to have low slippage, they're going to have fast transfer fees and speeds, they're going to have near zero to low fees. Now, this could be because there's not a lot of developers on their network yet, so we've got to really test this out. But Kardiachain does have a faster network than Ethereum at this point in time. With Ethereum, last time I checked, I think it was 15 transactions per second. Kai, is way up there. Also, Kai also brags about having a 5-second settlement time frame as well, which is pretty important. We've talked a little bit about the fundamentals. Now let's have a look at the technicals, and I'm going to cross over to Harry, who trades full time, so he's probably the best person for this. Over to you, Harry.
Thank you for passing me on, and welcome to the TA aspect of this video. Now, I'd like to say, if you're finding this valuable content, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I'm gonna get down to the TA here, and I have already laid out all the conditions. Gonna lay it out to you very simple, and if you want more in depth, check out my daily videos on TA on our channel. Now, if you come here and have a look, it's very clear on the daily we have a pivot here. If we do close the daily below 0.08, then that looks bad. But at the moment, the chart is looking very, very healthy. And we can see we're getting a small bounce at this pivot that I laid out here, which could be very, very promising, because if we look at daily, momentum is also turning up at the same time. And on top of that, it looks like we might put in another high low and continue towards the upside. Now, if we do start tackling all-time high and close a daily above 0.12, and if we actually close just the weekly, which is in 16 hours, above 0.10, then I do think we will start trending up towards 0.12, 0.14 is some of my targets, and then I think we have an accumulation sideways at 0.16. So coming into the lower time frames, what can clearly happen is we have this pivot here. So if price manages to put in a higher low here and start bouncing, then I'd look at this as an opportunity and price to start continuing upwards and start breaking out of this formation. And this same goes to the downside. Now, if we do end up closing towards the downside, what all of these candles could not do, then I do think we come back down here at 0.09, and I see that as an opportunity on first pass until we close below that 0.08 pivot on a day, of course on a daily closure. But if we can maintain the 0.1 area here and then put in a higher low and continue up and onwards, then this looks very good for the chart, and I see those as opportunities. Of course, small pullback at all-time high and then at the targets I laid out. Thank you very much, and peace.
Okay, so next we have Luna. This one it's massive. It's definitely implanted itself within the space as a top dog competitor, and it's got some big news coming up for Q2 and a little bit in Q3 as well. Just to give you a bit of a background of Luna, Luna is a native staking token for the Terra protocol. It is the same as Maker for DAO. Terra USD is an essential part of the Terra ecosystem, which now includes decentralized applications such as the Mirror protocol, the Anchor protocol that support. Okay, so firstly, the Luna token collateralizes itself all of its synthetic currencies such as the USDT, the Terra KRW, and the Terra SDR in the Terra ecosystem. Terra aims to be a family of cryptocurrencies that are each pegged to the major world currencies, which is good because that just makes it easier for fiat currencies to sort of onboard onto the network sort of directly, but also understanding. It's almost like, you know, when you put your own dollar into something, you want to sort of see that you're getting your dollars worth inequality essentially. Luna also has a governance structure, which is good for any sort of changes proposed to the Terra protocol itself. It also has staking for its token. So with staking, you help providing, you know, more security to the network because it's becoming more and more decentralized, right? It's not controlled by the one entity. Also with staking, you receive a portion of the transaction fee. So there's your incentive to sort of earn more. USD, also known as UST, is algorithmically based. You're rewarded for staking your Luna when UST is below the peg, and then the demand rises and UST goes above the peg. You can sell the UST at a profit. So we've given a little bit about a background about what Luna is and what the use case for the token is. So what's hot about Luna and the upcoming future, right? Why would you want to put your money in something that, you know, sounds good and is probably already priced in? You know, the whole reason why we do these is so that we can find these opportunities, something that makes it, gives you know, a token more use case, and that gives it price action where you can potentially profit. Yeah, that's why you guys are all here, right? So let's get into the news. Let's bring you the information that you need to understand why this is an altcoin news favorite this week. If you follow Luna closely, you would have seen that it recently partnered up with Intel Bridge and recently launched its alpha product of a new application called Cash. The alpha is live right now and available on the web and on mobile. The Cash mainnet, however, is expected to launch in Q2, and this is where it starts to drive in, gets that a little bit closer to the mass adoption essentially. We also touched on Cash and how it's sort of integrating a full suite of these stablecoins, right? These Terra stablecoins. Now, with that being said, and we said that they're focusing on governments, right? They're essentially creating all these stablecoins for governments and, you know, just allow those no coiners to sort of buy in, because it's very easy to read one of your native country's currency and then go, oh, here's a digital version, looks exactly the same. No difference. But with Cash mainnet, it's going to bring out those banking applications where there's going to be the savings, your checking, and investments. So this is important, right? This is, this is what's going to really sort of, bring those no coiners in. What's good about this Cash mainnet is that it only uses about 10 lines of code, which is just awesome. And if you don't know what that sort of means, it just means it's more efficient, uses less gas. And yeah, that's important, because if it uses more gas, then that fee obviously transfers onto the user itself. And it's enabled by the Anchor protocol. Now, the point of this Anchor protocol is that it allows the usage of crypto native derivatives, just like Rune in a way. And this allows the usage to generate stable yield that is higher than your normal stable yields that you see from its competitors. The increase in demand for UST, as it's currently the only supported stablecoin that will earn 20% stable yield. So with these sort of yields, you start to see a higher demand, which means greater rewards and incentives for Luna holders and stakers, therefore in turn increasing the price of Luna. Okay, so if you're like me, you get excited about these upcoming launches, right? Because it's an opportunity to essentially get in on that ground level, the cheap prices before, essentially it's available to everywhere around the world, right? And this week we've chosen BYN Finance. Now, by the time you're seeing this video, you've probably got about 4 or 5 days to really get your head around it, get prepared. The BYN Finance initial DEX offering will be on the 12th of April, and it's going to be on through DuckDAO and Ignition on the paid network, if you've heard of them. Beyond is a decentralized platform for synthetic financial products. Users gain exposure to the underlying asset price without holding the actual asset through its synthetic products. It's a layer 2 solution that is resolving the issue of scalability, the network congestion, and high transaction fee. Beyond Protocol also has a unique feature called the synthetic auctions. Now, during the price discrepancy of more than 10%, the synthetic and underlying assets, the equilibrium in price for the synthetic is restored. So for BYN, one of the use cases for its token is the use of staking. To sum it up, there's many ways you can earn rewards for your BYN token, either by holding, staking, voting, providing liquidity, or just minting synthetic assets. Now, I'm excited about Beyond Finance. However, I do want to caveat some of this information. We're yet to sort of see additional information about the tokenomics of the BYN token itself. It is still in its infancy stage, and I'm sure it'll be released soon, hopefully before launch. But what makes this project so great? It's the ability to sort of have access to these assets, these synthetic assets, without having to physically own them necessarily. Beyond Finance's ultimate goal is to bring DeFi and CeFi users and currently integrate their proprietary wallet and platform to support this goal. Thanks so much for joining Adapt and this week's altcoin news. There's some hot gems in there for you, and I dare say there'll be some price action, but I will caveat that this is not financial advice. It is only educational information that you can use to make your own decisions. If you want to find out more about Adapt, check out our description. It has all our social media and instant messenger platforms like Telegram, Discord, all that sort of good stuff. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, check us out, throw that bell notification on. We will make it worthwhile. And if you don't believe me, have a look at our track record. There's some projects that have done really well. I just want us to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a happy Easter, and I'll see you guys next week.